joining us. We are in person. The applicants are via Zoom. I'm going to start by reviewing last month's minutes. I believe it was April 26th. Let me just check here. And the minutes have been passed around, and everybody's had a good look at them. They've been amended as needed. And yes, it was April 26th. So I will make a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Yes, you do.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, anybody opposed? Okay, the minutes are approved. So our first matter is Jeff and Jessica Martin. Do we have somebody on that case?
Yes, we do.
Hello there. Can you hear me okay?
Ken, thank you.
Good evening. Yes, I'd be happy to tell you a little bit more about it if that's helpful, or I have not been in one of these meetings before, so I would take some guidance from you, but I could tell you, I think, what is some useful information about our request.
Great, so you're looking to install 2 condensers in the side yard. And the only variance that you need is coverage.
I believe,
Encroachment as well into side yard. Okay.
yes.
Alrighty. And how much space do they take up in terms of square footage?
They take just under 14 square feet combined.
Fine. Okay. Now, why are they in the side yard?
So there's several reasons for that. It's definitely most in character for our neighborhood, and I say that because just in plain view from Willow Street, there's 11 houses other than ours. 6 of them have outdoor condensers, and every single one of them are on the side, and most of those are quite near property lines. The remainder of the houses on the street have these window units. The side that we are proposing, and I can show you a picture, is on the south side. It is right across from our neighbor at 20 Willow Street's their own condenser, which is about the same distance from our property line as well. So that seemed, not only did that seem the most logical place, I'd be happy to explain why 2 other possible areas, the only 2 other possible areas, don't make much sense or impractical at best. But we would propose it there. And I also had a conversation with my neighbor at 20 Willow, and he indicated that he was fine with it. And if that makes sense, because again, it's right across from their condenser. So that's the core of our request, but I'm happy to elaborate or answer any questions.
Does anybody have any questions?
I have a couple. Number one is, who are you?
Jeff
Hi,
Martin,
oh, I'm so sorry. I thought my name showed up. I'm so sorry. My name is Jeff Martin. My wife is Jessica Martin, and I have a 5-year-old daughter named Alice, and she's in the tub right now. That's why
For the record, we'd like to know who you are.
Yep.
Number 2 is, and I was unclear about this, but do we have proof of the mailings, Sarah Palermo? Is that something you look at? Because they're not here in this application.
I don't know if Sarah's there, but I can. If she is, then she can talk. But sorry.
She's up there. She is.
Question?
Yeah, Sarah, on the mailings, did you just confirm that before they show up?
Yes, he did the mailing. I have the receipts.
Next question is that you don't have any of the math that we usually look for here. So, for instance, what is your coverage? I suspect you're non-conforming. Is it going to add to that? Do you have any of those numbers?
No, sir, I apologize if I was supposed to have those, and I'm not even sure how I would calculate them. Apparently we're over, so this would be an additional 14 square feet.
I'm not sure what that, which,
And what is the side yard setback at this location?
Our contractor calculated it at 7 feet 9 inches from the face of the proposed units to the
True, but
property line.
how far into the setback are you going? Is there anything else that intrudes in the setback? It doesn't look like that because it looks like your house is right down. There's nothing that is already into the setback, so we don't have any of that information.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure I understand the question.
The point is, normally there's the permissible setback and then what the actual setback is and what this setback will do. So none of that math is included in your presentation.
The proposed unit would be set 7 feet 9 inches from the property line.
Is the required setback 10 feet? I don't know what all.
Oh, I'm sorry. My understanding is that the required setback is 10 feet. Sorry about that. Didn't understand it.
maybe 7 feet 9 inches, so you're intruding 2 feet change, yeah.
And you said there's no other place to put it because, and just because everybody else does, doesn't mean that we should let you do it.
Yes.
There's no other place you could put in the back of the house, under the wood deck.
In the back of the house, there is, we have, so you could, the deck there's neither enough vertical clearance or enough square footage to put under the deck. Technically, it could go spot in the middle of our patio, and make no mistake, that would certainly be really bad for us. But I think it's quite reasonable to say that it would be both worse for our neighbors at 20 Willow, as it would be a perfect line of sight from that position to their own backyard rather than tucked in the alley. And I think noise would also move west to our neighbors on Maple Street through our backyard.
How tall are these things?
They are 41 inches.
I don't have any further questions.
All right, anybody else have any other questions?
I'm just wondering, in terms of the noise these things produce, are these
Yes.
newer, more efficient units? Do you have any reason to believe they would be much more noisy than your neighbor, 20 Willow?
Yes, I have more information on that. The units are high efficiency from an energy perspective, and the rated volume is 55 decibels at the highest, which I Googled and is it's the lowest that made by the manufacturer, which is Trane. But if you Google 55 decibels, it says like you can do it yourself, of course, but when I did it, it said it was about the equivalent of an electric toothbrush. It said that they're very quiet.
All right, any other questions?
The only point, I mean, I'm just not happy that this doesn't meet our criteria for the application, but understanding it's a small variance here, I won't go out of my way to trouble you any more than I already have.
I appreciate that. Yes, usually we'd like to know how far over you already, most of the houses in that neighborhood are over what's allowable already in terms of coverage. I'm sure yours is as well, just because I think they all are. And we'd like to know how much more this would put you over. But I had the chance to take a walk up Willow Street the other day, and I think you're right. I don't see another spot that makes more sense. 14 square feet is a pretty modest ask, and even, you know, being 7 feet 9 inches from the property line instead of 10 feet is, again, a fairly modest ask. For better or for worse, we all can't live without air conditioning anymore. So I will make a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second. Oh, Rover can see.
Oh, Rosie will second. All right, and we'll go from my right to left. Charlie?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, you're approved. I will send you a letter by the end of the week, and you can go from there.
Thank you very much for your time and thank you very much for your consideration. And we're very grateful. So thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You as well.
Thank you. Okay, and Sheps. Sarah is the next one. Anybody on Sheps?
Yes.
You better have it.
Hello,
Hi,
John
John,
Malone.
how are you?
good. John Malone, Ferguson Malone Architecture. We are before the board requesting variances for coverage and setback to install an exterior oil tank in the side yard of the property. The existing oil tank is inside the building and it's recommended to have all of those outside of the building now. So rather the replacement is shown outside. It's in an area of the property that is already being used for service on an area that was already paved. It's been paved with a sidewalk, I think, for many years. So we're asking for, and then in terms of setback, it is effectively right at the side yard. The property is a very specific property. Obviously, it has property lines that it's been carved out of the Dow's Lane property, so it does not have any residential neighbors. It only has Dow's Lane neighbors without the potential for there really being any impacts off-site. The area that is proposed for this addition is already heavily screened with plantings, but those plantings, though they were planted by the owner, are not on their property. So there's a fence also being added, and the fence matches the existing fence that's there, that's at the property line. So right now the area is exposed, but as part of the application to the planning board, the fence is to be extended, the wood fence, so there wouldn't be any visual impact offsite from the proposed unit.
You share with us, Sean,
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm talking without any drawings. Sorry, let me share the screen.
I do it all the time.
Yeah, but you're a different profession. I'm supposed to have drawings. So you'll see this is the survey of the site. This is the area we're talking about. The tank's going in here. I can show it to you on the site plan. So this area of the house has been, I think, always been the service area for the house. There's an existing propane tank, existing condensers along that line, and there's a sidewalk that was there from here to here. So the survey never indicated that or any of these items. So this is the point where we're also trying to legalize that sidewalk. The survey just indicates a slate walk. Let me just go back to the survey quickly.
And John, that's at the property line?
It's at the property line. One of the condensers, when we had the surveyor come out and accurately locate the condenser, one of the condensers is like, you know, a couple inches over the property line. So as part of this project, we're replacing that condenser and getting it on the property.
And where's the text gonna go, John?
The tank is this guy here. This rectangle there. So there's an existing condenser there, an existing condenser there, and existing oil tank there. The tank is this thing. It, you know, is a stainless steel tank. In the application, I think we provided you guys some photos of the area. So this is as you walk down the path to the basketball court at Dow's Lane, this is what you see. And then if you go right in, straight in, and look in, you see here, so one of the condensers is here, one of the condensers here, the oil tank would be there. This is kind of the existing condition that's along there now. All the services for the building are there. So the oil tank would go right into this area, and then it would be screened with the wood fence that's indicated. These partitions and other junk is getting pulled out. And this is the unit that is either being relocated or replaced. It just has to move in 2 inches, and it looks like there's about 6 inches of play on the back side of it.
You can put the fence on your property line, correct? Not on the other people.
Yeah, this fence is on the property. The other people again is Dow's Lane, but yeah,
Other people too.
they're people, right?
How
So
much coverage are we, John?
the coverage number is going up by like 100 and something because this basically the sidewalk is never the sidewalk. So the undocumented coverage is like 200 square feet because the sidewalk was not part of it. So
Now, let me ask you about that, because this house has been before us at least once before. How is there, right? Yeah, I was gonna say, at least a few times.
yeah,
How is there an existing walk we didn't know about?
I never went around the side of that house. Our work has always been on this garage over here. So
Right.
we relied on the survey. I didn't go around here until I looked for when whatever, Larry showed me where he wanted to put the stuff. We'd never been over there. But yeah, the survey, I can show you what I think. I don't know if you would consider this coverage based on the survey, but it shows a slate walk here, which we've always counted as coverage. And then the slate walk, the slate walk ends here. So I don't know. We never recognized that this area is coverage. Basically this from here to here. And then it's not really showing this. I don't think they, honestly, I don't think they went around there either when they surveyed. It's a relatively complicated and detailed survey. It has everything else in it. So maybe they just, didn't want to go there.
So where are your percentages? Do you have your percentages?
Yeah,
correct?
what's-
Yeah, they're very high on this property already. There we go. So it's going up by approximately 200 square feet, which means, where is the percentages? Right, it's 400, it's basically 5,000 is the, 4,800 is the max. So you're probably at like 175. I don't know why we don't have percentages here, but it's probably at 175 or somewhere around there,
What's 175?
What's 175? Yeah, I'm not following.
Yeah,
you.
plus 70, 75% over allowable, I would imagine. So
Got it.
one at 175 or something like that.
What is it over existing with your, at least the sidewalk and the?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's that, if this is, it's probably more like one, I'm just doing quickly in my head, it's probably like 170 over. So maybe it's an increase of 2%. I can do the math quickly in terms of percentages. Let me just pull up a calculator here or something.
So,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Dave.
But with the exception of the oil tank, all of this is existing. The only thing you're adding is adding the oil tank to the other mechanicals that are there in that area.
Right, putting the oil tank on top of the existing sidewalk in the same area as the other mechanicals. Yeah, all the other stuff has been there, by my estimation, it's got to be 15, 20 years. The other stuff.
Arguably, the oil tank's not adding uncovered since you already put it on top of the coverage.
Yeah. But if this, I think the variance is for the sidewalk in that sense.
Yep. Okay.
And that's the sidewalk you're putting the oil tank up.
Yeah.
We could make them take out the sidewalk.
Could do that.
I know, I think, yeah, given the impacts, it might be greater impact to remove the sidewalk than to leave it, but. Yeah, also the sidewalk, I think, again, was probably there when the house was originally turned into residential. I think it looks very old to me.
All right, what about encroachment into the side yard? What is? how
So
much is it
that,
Going into,
that is, it's basically right at the property line. You know,
Yeah,
like the rest of the stuff is right at the property line. So the building is already encroaching. There's only 30 inches between the building and the property line, and this thing is, you know, a little bit less than 30 inches, so it's effectively right at the side yard.
Wider than the existing equipment there anyway.
right,
Yeah, it's as wide as the equipment area. So the tank is like, I think 29 inches, and the distance there is about 32 inches. There's only 3 inches additional in that area. I think why it wouldn't be, if it was just sidewalk, obviously it wouldn't be a side yard issue, because I believe the sidewalk could go to the side yard, but the oil tank is being treated as a building. So that's why you would need the side yard.
And is the fence gonna be higher than the things that you have there now?
Yeah, the fence is going to shield it. The fence, I believe, is, let me see, let me just confirm before I say so. Yeah, it matches the height of the existing fence, which is about 5'6", and it's shown here as a 6-foot max.
any other questions for John?
No, ma'am.
Okay, well, this house is, it's unusual to say the least, and it's its own little neighborhood, so hard to have any impact on neighboring properties. I mean, obviously the school is there, but, can't really fit into the neighborhood because there isn't really one that it fits in with. It's just ridiculously over coverage, but another 2%, to relocate an oil tank, is not gonna make a difference, I would say. So I will make a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, and we'll start with you, Ken.
Yes.
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 Okay, thank you, John. I'll send you a letter at the end of the week.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for your help.
Thank you.
Bye.
And I think that's it. Sarah gets to sleep off the cold she's had, so thank you very much. We'll see you next month.
All right.
Yeah, that's it.
Have a good night.
There you go. Thank you. Feel better.
Yeah.
Thank